you've got a voice.
We are the future. We are the dream. We are the nation. We are part of this.
Meet with Festus Adelaja every Friday at 2 p.m. on God's 104.9 FM Youth Pulse, the show that pulses with the rhythm of your reality, where we dive into the issues that matter: mental health, music, career, culture, and the power of youth rising. So, tune in, speak up, and be part of the movement, because this is your time.
This is our country. The future is here.
All right. Thank God it's Friday, DTGIF. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to another amazing edition of Youth Pulse on God's 104.9 FM. Youth Pulse is a program, like we've said, for the sake of those that are, like we always say, for the sake of those that are joining us for the first time. Youth Pulse is a program where we resonate with the reality of the youth, where we discuss different issues that matters to us, starting from our academic to career, to our health life, both mental and reproductive health, and other aspects of lives. And today is another powerful edition, the 25th day of the 7th month of year 2025. And it's my pleasure to have you all with me on the show today. So are you a job hunter, you're a fresh graduate, a serving corps member, or you are looking for a job? I think this is an edition that you will not like to miss. So tune in now, be on the standby as we have another interesting discussion. Before I introduce my guest, I will quickly like to acknowledge my bosses in the house, starting from the CEO of God's Communication Limited. That's Honorable Engineer Oloruntoyin Shakiruddin Ganiyu. Also the Group General Manager of God's Communication Limited and other companies. That's Mr. Olayinka Taiwo, Olayinka Michael. As well, the General Manager of God's 104.9 FM, Madam Tawakal Yusuf. As well, let me also acknowledge the head of program, Mr. Olani Yomi Shokpe Baba 160. As well as the program manager, Talkative Abidemi Moses. So on this note, I want to say you are all welcome to another powerful edition of the show. And I'm glad to have you here with me on the program today. This is the 7th episode of the Youth Pulse, and we've been discussing different issues from the beginning of the program. We started from our mental health to we've had discussion on academics, and today we want to dive into the hustle culture, where we look into some careers and how do we prepare ourselves for a better career life. And I'm not alone in the house today. I have a guest with me, an erudite scholar and a young professional. Mr. Leslie, can you remember this picture?
Yes, that was me several years ago, or a few years ago. Anyway,
a few years ago, right?
At the University of Benin.
While I was preparing for this program, I just sent the script to one of my friends he just said, wow, I know this person. I was like, so when I saw the picture, and I looked at then and now, how old were you? Or what year was this?
I think this should be sometime in 2016.
2016.
Yeah, 2016, 2017 at the University of Benin. That's my friend Timothy. He's in the UK.
He's in UK, right?
Such a small world.
Honestly, I don't even know that you guys know each other.
Yeah, I do know.
So the world is small indeed.
We were together at the Polytechnic. We were classmates. We graduated together with distinction. We were together in Uniben. We even lived together in the same house.
Wow, that's a very fine one. You are welcome. So good to have you here this morning. This afternoon, I mean.
Thank you.
Quickly, let me go through the profile of our guest.
Yeah.
Mr. Leslie Osamagbe. Am I right?
Yes, Osamagbe.
He's an erudite scholar. He bagged his first degree, that's ND, from Auchi Polytechnic, where he had distinction in mass communication. From there, he proceeded to University of Benin, where he had both his master's degree and bachelor's in science, both in mass communication, I mean. He's currently doing his PhD in the same University of Benin, right? Still the same mass communication. Career-wise, is a lecturer in the Department of Mass Communication and Media Studies at the Augustine University, Ilara Ekpe, here in Lagos. So once again, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'm very glad to have you.
Thank
So
you,
quickly
sir.
say hello to your listeners and fans out there.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I hope we have a very good session this afternoon. Thank
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. So something came to my mind, and I felt we have to look into this together.
All right.
Yeah, that's about the job hunting, the hustle culture.
All
That's
right.
the theme of this topic, and we have different topics under the hustle culture.
Yeah.
But we want to look at where should we start from. Let's start with those that are job hunting.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've came across many young professionals, many fresh graduates as well, and we've had series of discussions. And people are complaining in Nigeria today there is no job, this and that. So I'm like, where should we start from?
Okay.
So I think I deemed it fit. Let's start from CV,
Okay.
the curriculum vitae.
Yeah.
Now, when I looked at the CV, I also looked at another thing. On most of the job portals, there are some you will see CV, there are some they request for the resume. So I'm like, okay, I think it's important we look into this topic, into this discussion. So we want to start from there, the CV writing and the resume. But first of all, are they the same thing? Let's start from there, sir.
All right. I think that's a very good question. Most people use these two terms interchangeably
Okay.
for most people, and sometimes when you just talk about resume or your CV, most people just think you're talking about the same thing. As a matter of fact, it also depends on the region. I was talking while I was preparing for this interview. I was talking to a friend in the US, and I was like, okay, can you tell me the difference between a resume and a CV? And she said, I've never heard of a CV before. She's an American.
Okay.
She lived. Also, all she knows about is resume, and I think it all depends on the region, the area. But then I think there's a little bit of difference between the two. CV is more all-encompassing. It lists a lot of things, and it's usually more longer than a resume. So when you look at the CV, it's longer. It usually covers your education, your career, your job, research, publications, everything.
So meaning CV is a kind of more detailed.
Correct.
than
correct,
resume.
Than resume. Yeah.
Okay, but in a situation where someone is looking for a job,
Okay.
and for those who are listening to us, we're also live on Facebook at GOTS 104.9 FM. You can watch us and you can drop your comment as well. When the time comes, we'll read it out. Now, if we look at the job portals, now there are some portals they will say upload CV.
Okay.
There are some portals they will say upload resume.
Okay.
Now, if you see upload resume or upload CV, you have a CV, you don't have a resume, but on the job portal they said upload resume. So is it advisable to upload CV on a portal? Some people, some people like it doesn't mean, or some
Yeah.
people will be like, no, I want them to see all my qualifications.
Yeah.
So what is your take about that?
Okay, I would say that it is very important to follow instructions. When you want to apply for something and when you want to do anything, it is good you follow the instructions. And I believe that one of the things that recruiters would look out for is the ability for an individual to follow specific instructions.
So,
if you
sorry, sir. At this
Okay.
point, you mean it is advisable
Yeah.
that job hunters or job seekers follow instructions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And by this I mean you should read carefully the job descriptions or whatever instructions are given regards to what you're applying for. So if it says upload your resume, I think you shouldn't substitute that for your CV. You should make sure that you compress it, you do an abridged form in order to conform to what is required. They know what they need, and that's why they're asking you to submit what they need. Yes.
Okay, so fine. So meaning the recruiters know what they want at that point. That's why
Exactly.
they specify either CV.
Yes.
So to our listeners out there, I think it is very important you follow the instruction, like the guest have said, our guest lecturer. So on a job order that said upload CV, you don't upload resume.
No, you don't do that.
And on a job portal that says upload resume, you don't upload
CV.
CV. So
Yeah.
you stick. Oh,
Yeah.
that's very fine. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would have liked to ask if there are exceptional cases where this can be done. But since you've said this, I think it is better to be safe
Yeah.
than sorry.
Maybe if they don't specify,
If they don't
you
specify.
could upload your your CV
or
or either,
resume.
yeah. So if there is no specifics about that, you can do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
very fine. Thank you so much, sir. All right, now, a school of thought said we have many graduates in Nigeria. But why most are unemployable is because some lack peculiarity, uniqueness, or they did
Yeah.
not stand out. Now, we are looking at the CV now. How can they go about it in such a way that, or how can you go about it in such a way that their CV will not end up generating dust in the shelves? So I want to ask if we can quickly talk about some red flags, some common mistakes
Okay.
young people make while writing their CV. I believe some are listening now, and if you are listening, you have your CV with you, you can quickly bring out a copy, place it beside you as we look into this together. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. I think that's a very good question that people need to, talk about. Mistakes are sometimes inevitable.
Yeah.
Someone once said it's not a mistake to make mistake, but it's a mistake to repeat,
repeat the
such
same mistake.
mistake. So,
Yeah.
so I would say that there are some of the things that you should look out for when you are actually writing your CV. One of them is bad grammar, spelling mistakes. A lot of people overlook that.
Spelling mistakes.
Yes.
Fine.
Some people don't spell correctly, and not just because they cannot spell, but because they don't pay attention
They
to
don't
the
pay attention.
spellings. So you need to be sure that there are no. Someone had written this curriculum vitae, spelt it wrongly.
VIATE.
Yeah. So, and that's just to tell you that the person didn't
See,
pay
sorry, I
attention.
think this
Yeah.
reminded me something. I was at a seminar back then. That should be around 2016. 2016, 2017. I was at a conference. And the man was talking about all this interview. And he said when he went for the interview, the person just told him, they just say spell morning.
Okay.
So that's when he discovered, why did they tell me? A banking job, spell
Yeah,
morning.
Yeah.
So I think the morning, there was a spelling error
Yeah.
on that CV.
CV.
And that actually knocked him out. That
Oh.
you are not paying attention to detail, you want to handle money.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good one. You can continue, sir.
So personally, when I see spelling errors in any documents, I don't like that. It makes me feel like, wow, this person didn't do a good job. So you should avoid that. Read your CV. Don't just copy and paste from somewhere. And I think AI now is not helping because a lot of people just go there and say, give me this, and AI will just do that for you.
Using
That's
the
very-
wrong prompt.
Yes, I don't think you should even go and copy. Just your CV is about yourself.
Sure.
You can look at a format. There's nothing wrong in looking at a format, but then you shouldn't copy things
And paste.
Yes,
I
shouldn't
think
copy
still
and
on
paste.
the
Yeah.
AI, I was privileged to address a youth. I think that's a few weeks ago. We are writing a script, and I said, AI is there to enhance and not to replace human effort.
Correct.
Because people now believe in, let me just use any of the AI, and some even send the wrong prompt.
Right.
Then because it is coming from an artificial, that is machine.
Right.
It is not human.
Right.
So some people just do copy
And paste.
and paste.
Yeah.
I think that's a very good point.
And they would know actually.
Yeah.
A lot of researchers. I'm in the academia, and you see that a lot of researchers do the maybe when you copy and paste and you want to submit assignments, you would definitely know that this is, if a sound person. I tell my students you have to be sound, because if you are sound, you'll be found.
Sure.
And when you are found,
If
you'll
you
be
are sound,
profound. you will be found.
And if you are found,
And when you are found, you'll be profound.
come again.
If you are sound, you'll be found, and when you are found, you'll be profound.
Good
So
one.
I say that a lot to my students, and that's just to show that you have to be good at what you do, because when you submit something that you have copied to someone who is sound, definitely you would know that yes, this is a copied work, this is not from you. So I would like to go to another thing. Using generic CV for every application is also another error.
Just a single CV now.
Yes.
Okay, fine. You
Now-
can buttress on that.
All right. There are so many jobs that requires a particular type of format of CV.
Okay.
Even in the academia, different universities have their formats. Some people would want you to put your position in your CV. Some would say don't do
It's
that.
not necessary.
Yeah, so it's very important that when you're applying for a job, you read the requirements so that you can pattern or do your CV alongside what they want. So don't just have a particular CV and you say, I want to apply for this job. Like now, I'm a lecturer, and that's what my career. I've been mostly in the academia, teaching. And now if I want to do, I read communication. I've only been privileged to work in the broadcast media house for very few period of time. So if I want to say go into broadcasting, I won't send my academic CV,
CV.
to a media organization.
media house.
They would. It
But
would not fly.
you know,
yeah.
some people will just
Yeah.
the same CV you use while applying for teaching job.
Yeah.
They still want to use the same thing to apply for a broadcast job.
Yeah. It's not.
Now,
good,
and these
yeah.
are jobs that required, should I say, the job requirements are not the same.
Yeah.
So over here now, I think that's another mistake, using the same
But,
CV
yeah.
for every
the
job.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
don't
you can
do
continue,
that.
sir.
You don't do that. So you just make sure that you read about the job description, and then you know what you're applying for, and then you do your CV to align with what you're applying for.
So at this point, I will say it is advisable for each job you review your CV.
Correct.
So CV is not meant to be stereotyped.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So
yeah.
for every job, for each application,
Yeah.
you review the CV. If there are some things that need to be removed, you remove
You
it.
remove, yeah.
If there are some things that need to be added, you
You
add
add
it
it.
based on the job requirements.
Yes, it could be very stressful. That must be said, but you have to do
But
it.
no pain without not
Yes,
gain without pain.
yes, yes.
So if you want the pain, if you want the gain, you take
have-
the pain.
Right.
Okay. So you can
Right,
continue, sir.
Right, correct. So another thing I will talk about is poor formatting and layouts of your CV. And in this case, I'll talk about the use of font size, font type, spacing, and all. They should be uniform. Some people will use, let's say, Times New Roman for the
Heading.
and then you come here, you use Calibri body, and then you go to the middle. You see different font size. It gets people really, turn people off, and it doesn't really look good. So it's good you stick to a particular
So,
format. Yeah.
Sorry. Now, for the formatting,
Yeah.
I think we start from the fonts
Okay.
before you go to the layouts.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like us to kind of emphasize on that.
Yeah.
Are there specific fonts that are better for the sake of those that are listening?
Yeah.
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 Then, are there, should I say, sizes like the font size as well?
Okay. For the font size, I think it should be legible enough. When you are using Times New Roman, for instance, that's what I like to use, particularly for my work. From anything from 14 is okay when you're writing your CV.
Okay.
12 is okay. 14 is okay.
Between
but it
14 and 12.
Yes, it shouldn't be less than that. So that when you print it out or when you send it, it will be legible to anyone that is reading, so that you don't have it too tiny.
Too tiny.
Yeah, so that's that for the font size. And then for
Okay.
the type, there is no particular thing I could just recommend. To some others, they may have
Yeah.
a preference.
A
but
preference.
as long as the font, it shouldn't be too
tiny.
or looking somehow maybe old, and
Old.
it should be bold enough, basically.
And legible.
And legible, yes.
Okay, thank you
yes,
so much, sir.
yes.
Now let's go to thank you so much. Quickly,
Yeah.
let's just look at the layout.
Okay.
Yeah, some mistakes. We've talked about the fonts.
Yeah.
How about the layout? Can we just look at one or two things about the layout?
Yeah, the layout should be very good. Again, you don't need to be a very good graphic designer to write your CV. Arrange it well, let it look good. It shouldn't be scattered. It shouldn't be disjointed. It should be very good, basically. So that's what I would say on that. And then I just want to talk about the email. Your email address should be professional, in the sense that it should not be something like a Pretty Berry or Swagger or something. It should have your name so that
I think that's
yeah.
a very good point.
Yeah. So a lot of people have email addresses that are not professional.
For example, now I am
Yeah.
Festus.
Yeah.
Festus.
Yeah.
Now on my Gmail, I will now have Phes. Like,
Okay, that's another a variation of your name. Yeah. So I think it's better to just have your name and maybe your
so
surname.
the email should be in line
Yes,
with
your
my name.
Yes, that's what I would advise, because people would see that and it gives them, this is a more professional email. Yes,
Sure.
yes.
So for those that have been listening, you are listening to our Mute Pulse on GOTS 104.9 FM. And with me in the studio is Mr. Leslie. He's a lecturer from the Department of Mass Communication and Media Studies in Augustine University, Ilara, here in Ekpe, Lagos. We'll go on a short musical break. Then when we are back, we'll continue with the conversation, and as well, we can take some of your questions if you are with us. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
All right.
We are the nation, we are part of this. Yes, we are so amazing. That's the least we shall be. At the heart of the nation, changing history. just begun. But we had nowhere else to run to, we had nowhere else to go. So get out of the way of the land of our dreams.
All right, we are the future and we are the world. Once again, I welcome you back to Youth Pulse on GOT 104.9 FM. I remain Festus Adetutu Adelaja, your host, your brother, and your friend on the show, Youth Pulse. It is your show, actually. I'm just here anchoring the show. All right, so the call line, in case you have one or two questions to ask our guest today, the call line is 070 00001049. 070 00001049. You can call in. We can take in some of your questions if you have one or two questions for our guest lecturer this afternoon. So quickly, while we are waiting for your questions, let's continue the conversation. Sir, I want to ask about CV review. CV review. We've
right.
looked at some of the red flags and other things. So how often do you think job hunters or job seekers should review their CV? We have a call. Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name and where you are calling from?
Oh, my name is Manasseh Ajayi. I'm calling from Ekpe here.
Okay, you are welcome. Mr. Manasseh Ajayi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leslie Agarva, for coming into the show. I just wanted to throw more light on the issue of how people can get jobs through the use of social media and other platforms.
Wow,
Like
that's a very fine one.
Other careers that people can easily get jobs through.
Okay. Sir. Okay, we are listening.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yes, what I'm saying is that I want you to throw more light. You should
Okay,
let us know
on-
more how to get jobs using the social media platform.
Yeah, you
like
know,
career platform.
for those that will be joining us, next week on the show, the hustle culture still continue on Youth Pulse. So we still look into more topics that are related to job. So we may not be able to undo that today because of time. We have just about few minutes to sign out of the studio. But we want to assure you, we'll do justice to this. Keep listening to GOTS 104.9 FM. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Manasseh Ajayi, for calling.
All right, you can continue, sir. So I'm
All
talking
right.
about CV review.
All right. Again, I appreciate you for calling, Mr. Manasseh. So, concerning the question on the CV review, I would say that you should review your CV as regularly as you have a new role, a new thing in your life. For example, anytime you get a new job, definitely that tells you that's a time for you to review your CV. Anytime you complete a project, anytime you get promoted, anytime you complete a certification or training, it tells you that's the next time for you to review your CV.
So
if you
meaning
achieve
anytime you achieve a new milestone,
exactly,
so it should be added
it should be added
to your CV.
CV.
A quick one,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Because of time, I want to ask some unnecessary things people add to their CV. What are some things you think are not necessary?
A lot of, maybe you had some. You were the head boy in your primary school. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe you are, again, maybe religion. You want to tell us you are maybe an African traditional religion, or a Christian, or a Muslim, or a Buddhist.
Okay.
But maybe that may not be necessary. Some outdated information that you think add no value to what you're talking about should be taken out of your CV. So a couple of other things may be added to the list.
To the list.
Yes, sir.
So meaning some information that are not that relevant or useful,
Yes.
like your religion, except you are applying for a job in a church. So I think that is right. Then some work experiences that are not that relevant can
Yeah.
be discarded.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Sir.
The time is fast spent. You won't be able to pick call, but for those who have listened to us and who have followed us this far, we want to say thank you so much for joining us on Youth Pulse on GOTS 104.9 FM. The show continues next week Friday by 2. But before we sign out, I would like to have a closing remark or a closing remark to your listeners out there, sir.
Okay, first of all, I appreciate you, Mr. Festus, for the invitation to speak on this topic on God's FM. It's a honor for me. I really do appreciate it. And to those who are listening to us, again, I want to encourage you not to lose hope. Nigeria, I believe, is great, and it's a great country, right? Just when I was coming in, someone was asking me, would you like to leave Nigeria? I said, I love Nigeria. I don't want to jack back to anywhere. I believe
Wow.
that I can be a big man in Nigeria. rather than running and leaving. So just keep pushing, and then one day you would definitely be and get that thing you're looking for. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be the size of the program on Youth Pulse on GOTS 104.9 FM. The show continues next week, Friday. We won't be able to pick us, like I said, because of time constraints. And as well, for those who are listening and you want to partner or collaborate with us on Youth Pulse, you can call me via 081-6711-9357. I come again. My phone number 081-6711-9357. In case you want to partner with us on Youth Pulse, you want to collaborate with us, you are highly welcome. Once again, I remain your host on the show. Till we meet next week Friday by 2 p.m. I want to say remain blessed. Thank you.
Thank you.